Hello everyone, it's that college football guy here with another video. As promised, this is the Big Ten realignment news video, but the problem is there isn't that much news. So I thought I'd do this anyway just to get the stuff out the way. But first, one thing out of it that has to come out, and that's actually from the Pac-12. The board of it's right now as I'm making this video, it's 11:25 Eastern time. That makes it 9:25 Mountain, which means that right now in Colorado, the meeting between the Board of Regents is happening. It's believed to be discussing, I think it's a Board of Regents, but official capacity of the University of Colorado discussing the Pac-12 media rights deal, and apparently there is a number. And they're going to be voting on to see whether or not they approve it or not, I guess, or just preliminary look at it. Now, as for the Big Ten news, what news? What news? I mean, we know SC and UCLA are going. We know that Oregon and Washington would like to go, but they got turned down. We know Oregon, there's a rumor going around right now that Oregon and Washington were offered a decreased revenue membership. Not full membership, but partial membership. Kind of like Nebraska, who just recently became a full member. You have to slowly work your way up over time. Now, as for this, let's look at this a little bit differently here. I was expecting to hear some news about Stanford and Cal. Nothing. Nothing about Stanford and Cal. It's either the Big Ten doesn't care, or they're playing it close to the vest. And quite honestly, it could be either one of them. But the reason why everybody's asking me, why is there no news on the Big Ten? Florida State wants to go. We hear Clemson wants to go. Clemson wants to go to the Big Ten? Clemson wants to go to the Big Ten? I've heard this and I'm going like, okay, these are some academics from the university who want this to happen because logistically, okay, fine. Let's say that the Big Ten adds everybody else. Who are they going to add with you? Virginia? North Carolina? Okay, fine. Who's your travel partners? Virginia, North Carolina. Because nothing's close. You're going all the way to California for conference games. Does that make a lot of sense? You're going all the way up to New York City. Practically, with Rutgers is at. It's just outside New York. It's in Jersey. For conference games. Does that make any sense to anybody? Yeah, we're going to make $6 million more a year, but how much of that are we going to lose with extra travel costs? You practically might just break even. I don't know the exact numbers. We'll find out later on. But to me, it makes no sense. But they're not doing anything. Well, why aren't they doing anything? They should jump on this. They don't have a commissioner. Folks, they don't have anybody. Now, I have not heard anything, and someone please correct me in the comments, anything about an interim Big Ten commissioner. Because if the Big 12 falls apart, somebody has to make a decision fast. You cannot wait on this. Now, if you're going to wait on this because you don't have a commissioner and you have no intent of grabbing anybody else, not right now, well then, let it go by. Let it go by and do nothing. If you do want something to happen, then you're going to have to do something quickly. And we'll see in the next couple of days, couple of weeks, this should be starting to iron itself out. But, I mean, I figured the Big Ten would be moving a little bit swifter and trying to find a commissioner. But then again, they could be doing all this behind the scenes and nobody hears anything. Because nobody has heard anything. But that's a big decision. And after what the Big 12 did with Brett Yormark and hit it out the park, I think they're going to be kind of going in the same direction. Not a Kevin Warren, but in a Brett Yormark type mold. Someone media savvy. Because that's going to be very, very important for the future of the conference. You can have someone who's a deputy commissioner who has the ins and outs and logistics parts down. But the media part, you're going to need somebody who can handle that. And that's going to be very, very important later. But right now, no movement, no nothing. And until they get a commissioner, unless the Pac-12 completely falls apart, I don't think they're going to do anything. So that's basically your news for the Big Ten. Until they get a commissioner, then we'll see what happens. And I'm kind of curious who's this going to be. But the other conference came up. Actually, it was in one of the comments. Someone asked me, how do I know so many things about so many Mountain West schools? How do I know all these people? I'm getting stories and insights. Okay. I mentioned it in the comment of my last video here from yesterday. which actually I recorded at 8 o'clock last night. It didn't upload till this morning, but technically it's yesterday's video, last night's video, even though it uploaded today. Basically, I lived in Vegas for 40 years. I used to deliver as a furniture mover. Locally, intrastate within Nevada, and interstate. Did 11 western states. And from doing that, our company had a lot of contracts with UNLV to do logistics work and stuff for them. So consequently, I met quite a few people and quite a few things, and a lot of the stuff we moved were involving the athletic department. A lot of it. So because of that, I got to meet people in the athletic departments at UNLV. And a lot of them were assistants to whoever who got a job opportunity at a different school at a higher, got promoted, basically a promotion, going to the next higher job, got better opportunity at a different school. So because of the connections I made over the years, including phone calls and text messages and messengers and everything else, I know somebody through the athletics department in practically every school in the Mountain West, except for someone who I know is administrative, which is at the University of Hawaii. But I know somebody in the athletic department of all the schools. Not mentioning any names because I'm not about to do anything to that. I just say the fact I know somebody. And I just asked them, the fact is this: what do the boosters say? Not what the athletic department says. What are the boosters talking about? Because they come and talk to you all the time. Not publicly said, but they do. And some of them brought up the fact that, they basically told me what I've long suspected, that the boosters have been talking to each other about how to get this done. How to make this happen for schools leaving to go to the Pac-12 to make more money. Is the Pac-12 a viable option? And they've all been talking about it. The boosters been talking to boosters, and everybody from the Mountain West that I was talking to, except for the ones at San Diego State's hoping that they get in. Everybody else is going like, is the Pac-12 even going to be around? We're going to screw over the Mountain West, go to a conference that doesn't exist, and then where do we go? So that's how I know the people there. I'd also know the fact that some of them got promoted to schools in the Pac-12, and I know quite a few people work in Pac-12 schools. Plus, doing this job, working trucking here, I know people in SEC schools and a couple of ACC schools as well. So it has its advantages, meeting people. Not always in the athletic departments, but in other parts of the university. And there's always the loudmouth sponsors who think that just because they had a degree from the school and they donate a lot of money that they run the show. And a lot of people know who they are. They won't say their names publicly, but yeah, we talked to him. We talked to her. We talk to them. We talk to them all the time. Yeah. We know the old story. But that's basically what I'm talking about here. It's like, that's why I do that from my job, from being a truck driver, from being a furniture mover, having moved stuff for them. Certain things that they were allowed to do to move, but certain things they weren't allowed to do. There's a community colleges, and it because the fact that because of legal issues, because of liability, they couldn't pick certain things up over a certain weight because of liability issues. So you hire someone to do that for you. Hence the reason you hire a mover. So that's how I know all of that. So right now, what's the Big Ten thing wrapping up to be real quick? I don't think we're going to hear anything until they get a commissioner, unless the Pac-12 completely implodes. Then they're going to have to scramble to do something, if they want anyone. So we'll see about that. Hopefully maybe we get some news about that Colorado press conference today. Maybe they'll be going things out and even more smoke and fire. As for the ACC, I may do a video on that tomorrow. The SEC is in wait-and-see mode. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to bother doing that. I'm just going to add this on here real quick. I have heard absolutely zip about anybody voiding out the grant of rights of the ACC. Florida State and Clemson are complaining about they wanting to get more money, and that's all they're doing, complaining. Well, we need to get out of the grant of rights. Okay, do you know how you get out of the grant of rights? If you want to forfeit all of your television money, everything you make up to the $40 million, you have to pay them back every year out of your TV money. Pay all of them back. So you make about $30 million a year going to the SEC. Actually, it's like 30. Actually, the base thing is actually $35 million, I think. But there's 13 years remaining on the deal. What's the buyout? What's 35 times 13? $455 million. That's the buyout. Whatever the annual payout is, on average, for the contract, what they expected it to be, times that by the years remaining, there's your buyout. If you don't want to do that, you pay $120 million, and of the remaining amount of the $400 something million, that's came out per year for every year remaining in the contract. So does it make sense to leave? Or just publicly voice your disapproval? So basically, Pac-12 is the only news that's really going to be happening of any relevance right now, because the Big Ten, I think the commissioner, they're kind of on standby. The Big 12 is on standby, waiting to see what happens. Although the Gonzaga move apparently may be moving forward. I've heard nothing more since yesterday. The ACC, until someone busts the grant of rights, they're stuck staying put, and the SEC is not even touching the Pac-12, so they don't care. So, thanks everybody for watching the video. Hopefully, we'll get some new news. I got a couple ideas for a couple other videos that maybe post in here. Unless you got an idea you want to suggest down in the comments for another video. But I think we're going to have some news about the Pac-12, mainly the Colorado meeting, which may be coming out later today. We'll see what happens. But thanks everybody for watching the video. As always, please remember, if you watch the video, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up. It helps the algorithm, helps the video be seen by more people. Comment on the video. I want to hear what you think about everything I've been talking about here. Let me know your opinions. And subscribe to the channel. Just past 350 subscribers, on our way to 400. See if we can get there. So, thanks everybody out there. Hope everybody has a good day. I've been having fun playing in this lovely traffic on I-65 on my way to Joliet, Illinois. Fun times. Thanks everybody out there. Be safe, and please be good to each other.